Okay, so this is development of nervous system, neurulation, that is veterinary embryology. Okay, so nervous system is derived from ectoderm. Okay, except for durameter, which is derived from mesoderm. Durameter is the outermost covering of outermost meninges of brain and spinal cords. Durameter is derived from mesoderm. Except this, all whole of the nervous system derived from ectoderm. Okay, okay. Now, neural the first structure which is involved, which is developed when the nervous system is developed, is the neural plate. Okay, so if we talk about neural plate, if we talk about neural plate, then wait. Now, the first structure, this is the embryonic disc. So first structure is formed, which is the neural plate. So as the now first structure is formed in neural plate on the dorsal aspect of embryonic disc. Okay, so next the neural plate become depressed or suppressed along its length in the middle. Okay, the neural plate, this is neural plate, so it becomes depressed or suppressed, so then it is formed neural groove. So because of suppression of neural plate, two structures are formed. First is neural groove and second is neural crest cells. So what are neural crest cells? So these are neural crest cells. Okay, the edges of the neural groove, they form the neural crest cell, and this is the neural groove. And as the neural groove deepens further, the two edges, that is the neural crest cells, they come closer and fuse together. They form the neural tube. Okay, now this is the neural tube, these are neural crest cells. Okay, now neural tube has two openings. First is the cranial neuropore and second is the caudal neuropore. Okay, so if we talk about cranial neuropore, then it is the anterior enlarged part. Caudal neuropore is the posterior narrow part. Okay, and anterior enlarged part, it is cranial neuropore. Cranial means related to cranium or head, it forms a brain, and caudal means related to tail, it forms a spinal cord. Okay, so now we will understand the exact meaning of neurulation. What is neurulation? So it is the fundamental event of embryogenesis. Okay, it is a fundamental event of embryogenesis, one of the fundamental event of embryogenesis. Okay, which leads to the formation of neural tube, which is a precursor of CNS. This is an important question. It is an important question. What is the precursor of CNS? So neural tube, according to me. Okay, so now exact definition of neurulation is: neurulation is the notochord induced transformation of ectoderm into nervous tissue. See, what is the meaning of this definition? Neurulation. See, whole of the nervous system, if we don't talk about durameter here for a second, then we know that whole of the nervous system derived from ectoderm. Okay, I have written it here, ectoderm. Okay, so whole of the nervous system is derived from ectoderm. So whole of the nervous system is derived from ectoderm. Okay, so now neurulation is the notochord induces the transformation of ectoderm into nervous tissue. Okay, into nervous tissue. Easy. Okay, so next is fate of neural crest cells. Okay, so it means that what does the neural crest cells form? This is actually the content of practical of veterinary embryology. Okay, so fate of neural crest cell. So neural crest cells, they form PNS, they form melanocyte, and they form Schwann cell. They also form facial cartilage and bones, but they mainly form PNS, melanocyte, and Schwann cells. Okay. Now layers of neural tube. So there are three layers of neural tube. First is ventricular or ependymal layer, second is intermediate or mental layer, and third is marginal zone or marginal layer. Okay, margin, we draw margin at the outermost side, periphery, so it is the outermost layer. Mental is the between ventricular and marginal layer, and ventricular ependymal is the innermost layer. We just have to learn these. Okay, so next is plates of neural tube. Okay, next is plates of neural tube. Okay, so if we talk about plates of neural tube, then there are four plates: LR plate, basal plate, roof plate, and floor plate. Okay, so LR plate, it is developed on the dorsal surface of the dorsal side of the neural tube and is from the dorsal horns of spinal cord. LR plate is formed on the dorsal surface or dorsal side of neural tube and forms the dorsal horns of spinal cord. Okay, basal plate is formed on the ventral side of neural tube and forms the ventral horn of spinal cord. Okay, roof plate, and it is formed on the dorsal midline of the tube. It is formed on the dorsal midline of the tube and shapes the dorsal part of neural tube. It forms the dorsal part of neural tube. And floor plate on the ventral midline of neural tube and forms the ventral part of neural tube. Okay. Now we will study the fundamental development of brain. Okay, embryonic brain. So now we studied that neural tube has two openings: cranial neuropore and caudal neuropore. So cranial neuropore, that is a cranial end, it forms the three vesicles. It forms three swellings or three vesicles, and which divide into 5 subdivisions of the brain. First they divide into 3 divisions of the brain, then they divide into 5 subdivisions of the brain. Okay, so here is the embryonic brain. So it has three parts: prosencephalon, mesencephalon, rovencephalon, or forebrain, midbrain, hindbrain. So prosencephalon divides into three parts. It forms two parts. Sorry, diencephalon and telencephalon. So diencephalon forms two parts: thalamus and hypothalamus, and telencephalon forms cerebrum. Okay. Now, mesencephalon means midbrain, and rovencephalon forms metencephalon and myelencephalon. Metencephalon further forms pons and cerebellum, and myelencephalon forms medulla oblongata. Now, thalamus and hypothalamus together, or diencephalon in general, we can say that it forms lateral ventricles of the brain. It forms the lateral ventricles of the brain. Okay. Now, cerebrum, it forms the third ventricle of the brain. Now, midbrain, it forms the mesencephalic aqueduct. Okay. Rovencephalon, it forms the rovencephalon, metencephalon and myelencephalon together, they form the fourth ventricle. Okay. And these are the nerves by which they form or they innervate. It is innervated by. Okay. Okay. Now, okay. So thank you.